We're not supposed to be here. The Warriors should be preparing for their rematch with the Rockets. Harden versus KD and Steph. Kerr versus D'Antoni. But wait a minute. No one told that to the Clippers. Certainly, Patrick Beverley did not get the memo, and here we are, second-guessing the coaching, marveling in Lou's individual brilliance, and preparing for a Friday night Game 6 back in LA. The tenacity of the Clippers is evident in everyone that has stepped on the court for them this series. They haven't been intimidated by the star power of Golden State, they've been physical to disrupt their rhythm, and no one deserves more credit for dropping the gauntlet than Patrick Beverley. He's taken turns getting in the jerseys of all the Warriors stars, even getting into Kevin Durant's mind and living there for a while, and in Game 5, he was simply awesome. The possession game is crucial to the underdog in a series, and with Gallinari struggling early, watch how Beverley's man Durant, and Iguodala for that matter, completely ignored their job to box out, allowing the smallest guy on the court to outleap them for the tip-in. Here he outworks Steph and catches KD again just watching. As he grabs the rebound, they reset their offense, and the extra possession leads directly to Lou Williams attacking the middle and banking in a floater from the free throw line. Having guarded Kevin Durant earlier in the series, we shouldn't be surprised to see the Clippers get out of the box and put him on Draymond Green, allowing Beverley to ignore him as a non-threat to the half-court offense and get in the way of everyone else. Notice how he's an extra defender to get his hands on the clay cut, then is immediately on Bogut as he rolls, and the defense gets exactly what they want, a Draymond three-point attempt. Of course, when you get 5 3-pointers from him in one game, then it's just the piping hot gravy on top of your mashed potatoes. That said, he's an elite shooter from back there, and it seemed like the Warriors did not get this scouting report. The Hamptons 5 lineup has struck fear in Warriors opponents ever since KD joined the team. But in this game, and the series for that matter, the lineup has been a real negative. Coach Kerr went to it at the end of the second quarter. Shamet picks Curry up immediately past half court, and they get a little lucky as Curry mishandles the dribble and steps into the backcourt for a bad turnover. The Clippers seem to want to isolate Lou Williams against Kevin Durant. This made me scratch my head, but Lou puts him through the torture chamber of stops and starts and hesitations until he gets a clean opening for the way too easy layup. The real key to defending this lineup is to make sure Iguodala and Draymond shoot as many times as possible. With Gallinari on Green, he must have felt attacking from the pinch post was a good idea, but based on the results, trust me, it wasn't. While it was strange that the Clippers were willing to have Lou ISO on KD, it was even a little more eyebrow-raising that he opted to do it against Draymond. But he gallop dribbles into the lane, gets a hip-to-hip bump for separation, then fades for the open jumper. KD says enough is enough and takes matters into his own hands with his tough three-point jumper over Green. And by running this double ball screen, it gets Draymond onto Lou, and he wastes no time hitting him with a hesitation. Watch as he brings his feet together, which causes Draymond to move just slightly to his right, and that's all the daylight Lou needs to gallop to the rim for another layup. Let's get to the last 5 minutes, as this was where it felt like the Clippers did indeed get the memo that they were supposed to lie down and die and let the Warriors prep for the Rockets. This time it was Montrezl Harrell who didn't get the memo, and after getting beat middle by Durant, makes up for it with his vicious hammer of the Looney dunk attempt. Foul schmal, I say. This was incredible either way. For a second, it looked like they wanted to force Steph Curry onto Lou, which I'd certainly recommend over Iguodala, but Lou waves Shamet away and goes at it alone. On the crossover, the ball happens to hit Iguodala's foot, and yet Mark Davis calls it a kicked ball. Iggy tries to explain to Davis what the rule really is. It has to be an intentional kick, but to no avail. This was clearly not on purpose by any stretch of the imagination, and the Warriors missed a crucial fast break opportunity. They run Lou across another double ball screen, and it invites Iguodala and Draymond to double team him. With only Durant back, Montrez just goes strong to the hoop and lays it up and over KD to extend their precarious lead. Because Beverley is on Draymond, it forces Harrell to guard Clay, which is certainly interesting, and the Warriors attack this by sprinting Clay across the court for the pin down. Lou makes the right decision to jump out on a switch, but bad execution as he goes for the steal of the pass instead of playing the position, giving up a wide open 3-ball. With JaMychal Green trying to keep up with KD in transition, they set a quick screen. Harrell steps over to his left to contain, so KD rejects the screen, gets the step, and reaches over to cram the ball through the rim to tie the game. File this in the weird category, as Doc again has his team run a pick and roll to force a switch of KD onto Lou for an isolation. But clearly Doc and his staff know something I don't. Lou scrambles KD's feet, gets into the body, draws contact, and earns 2 free throws. You can see Durant's left arm reach in for the foul. It's a little curious why it took so long for the whistle to blow. One thing you might notice is that Steph Curry was completely a ghost down the stretch. Shaman is basically face guarding him, and rather than run him off some screens or into a handoff, they have Klay set the ball screen, flare, and attempt a really difficult turnaround three-point jumper. Even though JaMychal had a fairer fight on his hands than Beverley, Draymond still tips the ball back out. Iguodala gets it, spots Durant open on the opposite wing, and he makes sure the ball goes through the rim as quickly as possible for the 1-point lead. The Clippers space the floor in a horn set. Lou runs off a ball screen to the left, and he just rises up to nail this clutch three-pointer. But wait, Mark Davis blows his whistle. There is simply no way referee could see this play and think it was a foul. The ball was out of his hands for 6 frames, and there was a little bit of contact, but this is a completely standard contest of a shot, and clearly nothing that bothered Lou in any way. Curry must have been feeling left out, so he tries to go it alone. Problem is, he drives right into his own teammate, nowhere to go but back, and when the ball gets kicked out to him, he decides to drive right into Draymond again. There's absolutely nowhere to go but into the swatting hands of Beverley, and Shaman gets control of it for this huge steal. On the step-up screen, KD has to pick him up, and it's just remarkable how he can create shots like this against much taller players so consistently. He uses his shoulder as a separator. It knocked Durant back enough where his arms lower down to regain balance, and his left arm was about to come up to challenge. But it hesitates strangely, and he opts to contest this with the right hand. He can't get there in time, and now LA has a solid 5-point cushion with 2 minutes left. On this handoff to KD out of the corner, good contest by Montrezl, but the benefits the Clippers got from putting Beverley on Draymond can also be a problem down low for rebounding. They get another shot at it, but another benefit of Beverley guarding a bigger player who likes to hang around the basket is that it makes it easier for him to draw charges. Klay goes up, Beverley goes down, and the refs punch it out. These are not the easiest of plays to officiate, but I'd give Beverley the benefit of the doubt on this one. Looks like he got there just in time. Like I was saying about Lou, in these situations, more often than not, he is going to score for the Clippers. And nothing fancy, just rejects the screen, a fadeaway pull-up from 15 feet, and despite the contest, the ball clean swishes through the net. Remember what I said about who you want to shoot in the Hamptons 5 lineup? Well, Shaman is denying Steph, Gallinari is somewhat denying KD, Lou is attached to Klay, and Beverley is sagging off Draymond, luring him into an aggressive drive to the post. Montrezl was helping on the Klay cut, but recovers to offer not 1, but 2 jumps to contest this shot, and the Clippers get exactly what they wanted out of this, an Iggy missed close-range shot. However, they grab the rebound, and what was a surefire three-pointer from Klay is an in and out, the kind of luck you need sometimes if you want to beat the Warriors. They've got one more shot at it. Shaman is denying Steph with some physicality, and Montrezl can help knowing that it invites the extra pass to Iguodala for a shot. That's a win for the defense. It bricks, but again, the offensive rebounding advantage goes to the Warriors with that type of mismatch, and a kick out to the top of the key, but Shaman is there to contest, KD cannot hit, and he pretty much gives up, not running back and letting his man dunk the ball and end the game early. I don't think anybody is predicting that the Clippers will win this series, even if Game 6 is back in Los Angeles. But this is still a special moment when the David takes on the Goliath and can expose some real issues that a team with even more talent might take advantage of, and finally, knock off the champs. Sports fans, Coach Nick again, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I've got a new online basketball membership where I share with you the best of what NBA teams are doing to help you be more successful on the court. And don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know how you feel about today's video. Check your settings to make sure you get notified each time we drop a new one. You in?